morning, app users. Thank you for joining me. This is a little bit of an unscheduled video, but I hope you'll find it and find it useful. We'll talk a little bit about the storm moving in tomorrow. A couple snow flurries possible as I turn you around to my screen. We've got the most recent GFS. If you're watching the radar, this is the moisture that I'm watching that could potentially affect us sometime tomorrow. We've got it on the radar here, down here in Louisiana. That will eventually move up north. Not exactly sure how much it will be intact, and we could just see a flurry or two. The main event will be more so Tuesday into Wednesday. So let's look at what the speaking of tomorrow. Let's show you what the most recent NAM 3KM shows you. You can see a few snow showers possible. Can't be ruled out in the higher elevations tomorrow morning. And then that low pressure moves in, and that push of moisture from the Gulf and from the Atlantic really makes it up into South Carolina. And this has been kind of creeping in more so and more so as that trough sharpens, and that low pressure develops way far south and then kind of shoots north as we've been watching. If you've been watching the last couple live updates, but interesting feature here showing up on this backside as well. Just a little bit of uncertainty in my opinion as to whether we'll see a couple snow showers or not tomorrow. I don't think it's a certain yes or no deal, and a lot of times you can get a little bit of orographic lift here and see some enhancement. But let's talk a little bit more. I know you guys are concerned about Tuesday into Wednesday. Been talking a little bit about an Arctic front that will develop, and as you can see, we're running the GFS out. You see this low pressure get its act together off the coast. NAM brings it much farther in and brings some snow showers potentially to eastern North Carolina as well. Really just a tough call with that storm. But as we move forward, you can see as well this Arctic front move through. Some precipitation is able to fall behind as that front moves through on the GFS. It's the GFS that I'm showing you. And, a dusting to a couple inches of snowfall is possible. And then a couple backside snow showers as those temperatures get real cold, down to single digits again. We could have another lobe of vorticity evolve from this system down south and create a northwest flow type clipper system moving into Wednesday. So the winds will get up again Wednesday. Temperatures down single digits. And watch as this goes through, and then pattern ripens again for a snowstorm. Some Gulf moisture and some blocking moving into place. No real certainties here either, but do note that we'll be cold, and the GFS is beginning to show some moisture on Friday. So a very active week as we move into next week. Looks to be very cold as the polar vortex fractures. We've been mentioning that, and we'll get a lobe of that rotates down over the Great Lakes, and that will just entrench that cold air over a good bit of the southeast and really the entire United States. So let's show you what the NAM. This is the 12-kilometer NAM, just a little lower resolution compared to the 3-kilometer. It goes out to 84 hours compared to 60. So you can see that low pressure develops way far south. It ends up way up here. It's that trough sharpening up right there, up the east coast. And you can see, watch the evolution of this storm. And it moves up in that precipitation shield, really as that 500 millibar low pressure begins to interact. That backside development occurs, and that's where we could see a snow shower or two, especially eastern North Carolina, Greenville, Pittsburgh, maybe even into Raleigh. Can't rule out a snow flurry or two in the Piedmont or even into western North Carolina. The orographic lifts, some of that moisture as this low pressure ejects, could push a little bit farther north than what the models are showing, but I don't think that we'll see anything too significant. I'm focusing in on this Arctic front that kind of goes in a little bit of cyclogenesis as and a low pressure will develop on the lee side of the Appalachians. And, as that low pressure develops, a quick change over to snow and could drop. I'm thinking that models are more optimistic about areas like Franklin, Murphy, seeing more snow shower compared to Asheville. But I think a dusting to 2 inches is possible around Asheville, maybe 1 to 3 around Franklin. Highlands, cachers could see 2 to 4 inches with this. But a little bit difficult for me to throw out snowfall totals just yet because we're so far out. Let's wait and watch the model's evolution over the next couple days, and we'll get a better idea of what they show. So thank you for joining me. We're going to move over and do a little bit of a Facebook Live update as well. Hope you can catch me there. Thank you very much.